Now, of course, as the general public very well knows, the Port City project is a massive investment here in Sri Lanka done by the Chinese government. But then we have Sri Lanka going back again to China, asking for another loan, this time to build the entry road to the port city. Now, it's quite funny that the investment done mainly by China to build the port city did not include this entry road. But this is the nature of massive scale investments here in Sri Lanka. That's how apparently our government functions. But this is not regarding the port city project. It was confirmed today that cabinet approval has been granted for 160,000 laptops to be purchased. Now this, of course, proposal was presented on Tuesday to the Cabinet of Ministers. This is a questionable proposal. We've got Farah Shaukat Ali now in our news studios for more details on this project. Faraz, what is the true story behind the purchase of these 160,000 laptops?
Well, the purchase of the cabinet approval to go ahead and purchase 160,000 laptops comes in the wake of the fact that the Cabinet of Ministers had put the project to supply tabs on hold. And it appears that the Minister of Education is hell-bent on supplying something, doing something, and he's gone the route of 160,000 laptops. We must bear in mind that even if we took an average of 50,000 per laptop, we're talking about 8,000 million rupees. This is not a rich country. We don't have this sort of money to spend at the whims and fancies of the Minister of Education. In fact, not long ago, the President of the country, Maithripala Sirisena, summoned various secretaries and instructed them, ordered them not to go ahead on the whims and fancies of various officials, but rather to stick to the rules. And this is similar. We can see this sort of similarity when we look at the Port City project, in which the entry roads are being, Sri Lanka is getting a loan of $100 million from the Chinese to build the entry roads when what is essentially a Chinese investment project. It doesn't belong to Sri Lanka, and so we can see that in the face, even though in the face of growing adversity, there is no let-up in terms of these fancy projects. The Sri Lankan government is perhaps better advised to spend these monies on securing the safety of the population.
Faraz, coming back to the purchase of these 160,000 laptops, it must be noted that since the time that this government came into power previously, the purchase of these kind of technological equipment came in the form of the purchase of tablet computers for A-level students and teachers. Of course, when Education Ministry officials were grilled in this regard, they said that the number of teachers and students that these tabs were supposed to be purchased for was also inflated, and also, moreover, the National Education Commission has not mentioned of any requirement for these sort of tablet computers or laptops to be provided to these students. What is the real reason? Where have we gone wrong in setting up this educational structure here in Sri Lanka, and why is prominence given to the purchase of these laptops? Is it going to vastly benefit the students of this country? Is there a return on this investment at least?
Well, obviously there will be a return of investment to those people who are directly involved in the supply, or who will be directly involved in the supply of these laptops. It's shocking that this government is carrying along, regardless, on departures of due process and procedure, and are hell-bent on ensuring that they get their way. It's almost as though this is their last sing-song before the next elections are due. In fact, it would be far better if this government paid attention to the current situation in the country and to secure Sri Lanka's security for all its people, and invest that money in purchasing equipment and investing in training of the security services so that they can put an end to this awful tragedy that happened in Black Easter.